Well, I think it's important to remember that the press release came from the iwi Chairs Forum as one entity. So it was an issue that we reached full agreement on at the meeting, and that agreement was around arming ourselves with knowledge and information so that we could make a good decision. Some of us have our own concerns as individuals. Some of us have our own concerns as iwi, but it's incumbent upon us in terms of our region, which is the way the mineral extraction program is being rolled out as a region, to take a regional approach to it and to explore the diversity of the industry in such a way as to produce information that we can use to make wise decisions on. And one thing that's come through very clearly is that we don't have all the information, and it's important for us to get all the information before we make any final decisions or establish any positions as to where we sit on the issue. One of those areas of information we need to get is in relation to how other iwi have coped with the wave of mineral extraction rolling into their region. Taranaki, of course, is probably the preeminent area where this has occurred. 90 years or mineral extraction has been going on in Taranaki, and those iwi down there have a lot of experience in terms of how to cope with the advance of mining companies, to cope with the legislation and policies of governments, and to understand the pits and hurdles that face us as these industries begin to grow and expand within our region. So it would have been very unwise of us to have just ignored those areas of information that we don't have and proceeded on the basis of what we do have. I'm thinking that we invite people like Mike Smith to come home and give us the oil, if you like, on how Greenpeace sees the issue. We know that Greenpeace have undertaken a lot of international work in this area and have got a lot of information to give us in terms of environmental impact, in terms of cultural impact, and in terms of how these companies relate to indigenous communities. On the other side of the coin, there's the industry, who are very keen to sit down and talk to us about potential benefits that might be available to our communities. We would be foolish not to investigate those options, and so we have to sit and listen to those people as well. So there are advocates on one side, there are advocates on the other side. At this stage we are neither for nor opposed, and we're just really gaining information to whakamārama our position, and once we are in a situation of māramatanga, we can then take the issue out to our people and discuss it in a logical, methodical way with an outcome that we know will be sound and sure. So I know people are getting a bit excited perhaps about why iwi leaders haven't automatically voted against mining, or why haven't we not gone for mining. The position of people will lie on either side of that, but our position is not really to take a position. Our position is to arm ourselves with information, and once we have done that, we can then arm our people with enough information for them to make accurate and wise decisions about how we move ahead. I think there is perhaps some credence to that argument in the case of places like Piripi and Whakapara, where specific mining initiatives are being proposed on land. But I think when you get out to explore issues like oil drilling 12, 20, 30 miles offshore, then it's a bit hard to determine a particular hapu interest in those situations. And in those situations you're really defaulting to an iwi context, I think. And so this exercise is not about usurping the individual mana of hapu. In fact, it's about supporting them. And we're definitely very keen to hear. We've involved the Ngāti Hau people from Whakapara in our technical working group because of the importance of their of their issue. We've also involved the iwi of Whangaroa, because in Whangaroa there's another likely target for exploitation. So we have to involve those communities in our technical working group to provide us with information and knowledge about how the community think. We add that to the environmental understandings we might gain, and then weigh that up against potential benefits to our communities, either in employment, social development. Who knows? At this stage we don't know enough to know what it is we should be looking for exactly. The final decision will sit with the people who hold mana whenua. The ability to make submissions as individual mana whenua exists right now. I would encourage individual iwi and hapu to make those submissions individually. What we're talking here about is a korowai approach for the region, and it's being driven by all the iwi runanga in unison, and that is going to be a very positive thing for our community, positive thing for our people, because with that unison we have strength, and with that strength we have influence, and with that influence we can affect what's going to happen in our backyard and amongst our taonga out there in the sea and on land.